End of the week, folks. Friday, September 26, 2025. And it was an uphill Friday for us today, but we won. Remember, don't risk money you can't afford to lose. Trade on the simulator and be sure you're ready before you start trading with real money. So we started out the day a little bit behind again. Type of week it's been, down $24 on a couple of trades on BIAF. But we were able to recover. And again, only one winning trade, but it was a large one, as opposed to the two losing trades. We only took 3 trades today on that single stock. They were all pre-market, by the way. And we came out with $74 on Friday. So we were able to recover a little bit for the week. We've had 2 losing weeks. We have 2 days left to go to make a little bit more money. And we're up 222 on the month. So here are our trades on BIAF. And we're up. So we started watching it. You can see there, the clock's 5:22 a.m. Pacific. We're fully funded here. And as opposed to our reckless day of yesterday, we were only going in with 10 shares. And what I liked here was the curl pattern there. It looked like a cup and handle. It looked like it had an opportunity to go higher here. You see my red line up there right before $8, and so I thought it had an opportunity to hit that, but it wasn't as busy as yesterday. It was more like a Monday through Wednesday type day, and the Bears are certainly in control. They were playing us, and the reason I went in was it was a little bit high, but you have to play the game. And what I learned through today's trades was, as opposed to Monday and Friday and the rest of the week, where my timing wasn't right, today I was a little bit more disciplined. Even though I took a couple of trades a little high, I was able to discern that there was a move up, and you'll see that coming up. Not in this first 2 trades, but I did hold them a little longer than feasible. But with only 10 shares, 20 shares, I felt that I could recover if things went sour. So here we're trying to ride the momentum, but the momentum doesn't want us to come along. So the train is flying by, and we're running as fast as we can, but we can't get on. And the MACD is telling us now we're pointing downwards. And this is where the Bears are taking advantage of us. They're buying it up. And here we go thinking, hey, the Bulls are coming in, and it's not happening. So they're buying, and at a certain point, they're selling, taking their profit, and we're getting hurt along the way. So it's one of the things to watch out for. So here I begin to suspect that this is not going to go up. It's more than a 2-bar pullback. And again, I had difficulty getting in and out of trades this morning again. It wasn't terribly busy. It didn't seem that there was lag. It was just difficulty getting filled. And I don't know what that is about. Could be the stock availability through the exchanges, or through whoever Schwab goes through, or however it's routing. So in this candle, I thought, I feel a little confident that it pulled itself back up again. So we're going to continue to hold. Maybe it was just a 2-bar pullback on the 1 minute there. But the MACD keeps pointing downwards. And our trend reversal kicks in. Now we see a little bit of green, and we've always seen that. The trend reversal will kick in, and then the stock starts moving up. So it's a fake out. So as the MACD begins to cross over the signal line, we say, you know what, let's get out. So it was a $6 fee to play, but it was okay. We continued watching it. A few minutes later, now it's 528. We're going awfully high there. Yeah, 585. I thought I had gotten filled pretty high, but no, we just went in too high. Now this bar, yeah, we get eaten up. And this is the same pattern we saw on those other stocks and that we saw yesterday. The stock would move up, it climb, it make this little surge, and then it would just pivot and climb all the way down. And as I'm saying this, I'm watching AQMS at 7:23 in the morning, and it's doing exactly the same thing. And BIAF into the open market was doing exactly the same thing. So our notice here is, hey, we're near the top. That's what that purple indicator shows at the bottom on the Zurich MACD. And we had a big sell-off bar right there. And you would think that there would be a reclaim, and that's what I was thinking would happen. Now, there's something I don't know if I should mention it, but I'm sure you guys see it as well. With certain stocks, as the and I guess it's a visual thing, that the chart is getting the information of buys and sells and new price updates, and begins to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and almost vibrate. And you could almost see a small little pattern there when it wants to push it down and when it wants to push up. Um, uh, Here, what I thought I saw when we took the first trade was that vibration of that stock moving upwards. And I saw a little bit of strength. So here we go all the way back to VWAP. You notice there I had to cancel because I wasn't getting filled at all. So we stop out $24.39. It's now 540, another 15, 20 minutes later. And our turn reversal is there. We didn't want to trust it below the VWAP. And I was looking at the 5-minute chart, and I'm looking at it, waiting for that to rise. And I'm also looking at the MACD and making sure that those light red, pink bars are starting to pick up and that they're not going to go further down. So I sort of said I should have drawn it here, but I didn't. Sort of around 635, 637 is my idea for getting in. Now remember, and I've spoken about this more than once, typically what I see is when the stock price falls below the VWAP, it'll go up, it'll try to break VWAP, it will not hold, it will fall back, and then climb up a second time. So We went in a little early because we wanted to get a good fill, 616, and it was just above BWAP and above the other bar. And we thought it had a good opportunity and to hold and move up. And again, we're watching price action. We're watching the MACD. We're also watching the 133 tick chart. And it seems like for the past 2 minutes there, the 133 tick chart is showing sort of a channel of what it's trading in. It does fall below here. I wonder if I should put the VWAP on the 133. But it just bounces right off the VWAP and the 20 or the 21st there, 21, whatever that is, the blue line. And so with 10 shares, the loss is minimal, a couple of bucks. At worst, we get out the week with $25 loss on Friday. Compared to yesterday, it seemed pretty good. But we're still looking for that 36, 636, 637, 638 price to be hit. And you notice I lined myself up with 100. I set the quantity to 100, and I'm getting ready on the bid there, waiting for the next candle and when I can get in. And we're pretty well set for settled funds. We've got $2,734. And we buy in. It does crawl down, but we get a good fill at 623. And then the scary part. And this is what I was talking about, that these stocks, that's what they're doing. They're moving up slightly, and then the bears are just selling it and taking their profit. And that's what I was looking to avoid, and I didn't. So now we just have to hold. Even though I've got my bounce on the sell, this reclaim here is awfully good, and that's what it's been doing. So I think the short said, oh, look, it didn't fall far enough. Let's buy it up some more, and let's trick some more bulls into buying it, and we'll have a bigger profit day. And that's probably that's what the game is. And that's why it's an uphill Friday today. But as I'm thinking here, well, I've recovered a little bit. I think I need to mitigate and maybe sell 50 shares. It does hold up. And it starts hitting $6. And now the thought is different. We're right on the cusp of the whole dollar. And if it hits over $6, that's what we're looking for. I do try to sell 50 there, but I changed my mind. And this is what I'm talking about, that rubber band effect that it's got, and you can see that the stock is trying to move up. And like I say, it's a visual effect. It's not an indicator of anything. Here, our EMAs begin to look well and start pointing upwards. And it's a good thing I didn't sell the 50. And what looks like it's going to be a $50 to $60 to $80 loss all of a sudden begins to change as the stock holds right below 6. So this was a waiting game. You know, you pay to buy in, and then you wait for the buyers and sellers to make a decision as to where it's going to go, and then you go along for the ride. And that ride could be up or down. So here we think that it's going to go down, and we do sell, and to lessen our impact. And it's only because the MACD is not being positive, and now we've been strung along for quite a few bars there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bars. But here it begins to climb again. And so we regret selling those other 50. And it was the same yesterday. And when I speak about timing, that's all this is. It's timing. And you'll notice here in a second. Like and subscribe, guys. Totally free. Here we go. I didn't get filled on that one, or did I? I got filled a little late, but now we see it moving up. Hope you guys had a profitable week or day, and enjoy your Friday and have a terrific weekend. The reports today weren't that bad. They were actually good. I suspect that next week, Monday and Tuesday, are going to be very, very good days for the market and for small cap stocks. So there'll be an opportunity to make money Monday and Tuesday. I see good things on the SPY and NVIDIA. I'll probably make screenshots of those charts and share them over the weekend. So all of a sudden here in this trade, we're only down $6. We're $50 down. But we know what's going to happen, and we know it's coming. It's past 629. And a big jump. And we make $99 on this trade. And we wind up the day with $74. Enjoy your weekend all.